Are you ready to make your mark? At Make Your Mark, our goal is to introduce to you the people and ideas to help fulfill your dreams. Today, our guest is a very inspirational story of tenacity and determination in achieving her dream of becoming a famous actress. She started off as a Chinese actress, trying to find her way in the acting world. But in 2015, she had her first break. She took the role of Happy in Menantu International, a local sitcom that broke the TV station record in 12 years. Not only is she the only successful actress that has crossed over to the Malay channel, she has also earned the most promising actor-actress nomination in the prestigious MediaCorp award ceremony. Thanks to her popularity, not only is she known in the television, but she has also appeared on papers, magazines, and radios. Thanks to her passion in developing herself in the media industry, she now has started her company, Hooray Pictures, that does video production to help clients fulfill their goals. So without further ado, please let us welcome the most inspirational, lovable, bilingual actress and friend, Miss Tammie Chew. Hey, Tammie.
Hey Andrew, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a while since we met, and I just love your energy and love your look now. I saw you on media or TV videos. You have been amazing. So I've known you 2013.
13.
Right? Yeah. So it's been nearly 5 years.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing how time flies.
I hope I didn't age very much in these 5 years.
No, you haven't. You still look the same. So Tammie, if you could tell us, tell the audience, where did you start before you decided to become an actress, and what steps did you go through to successfully become, where you are today?
Before I started acting, I did a lot of other things. I had an office job. I did sales. I was an aesthetic trainer, and more. And then what happened to me becoming an actress, to cut the story short, I won a pageant, they asked me for a talk show, and then they started to ask me to act. So that's how I became an actress. But I didn't start off wanting to act. It was more like it just happened to me, so I just took whatever it is. But after when you did your first 2 roles, you'll be like every other actors that I know, you'll be caught on the bug. You're like, yeah, it's what I want, it's fun, it's different, it's fresh. And so that's what I wanted to do after I started acting. But there was a lot of a struggle in the beginning because we're in Singapore. It's a society where career, money, stability matters a lot. And during that time, my family was at a state where it's not very financially stable. I was quite a pillar of financial support for them. So if I really want to go into acting, it means a lot of instability. And I was struggling between those. So I was trying to find a part-time job and still want to do acting at the same time. So that for me was a difficult time. Until I had a role on Menantu International. I think I was very lucky. So I got that and it did very well. And we had a variety show after that. We have a season 2 after that. We have a tele movie based on my character's story. So that was amazing. So here I am now.
Cool. That's really nice to hear. There's one question I'm really dying to ask based on what you just told me. You said you were struggling between, I think a lot of Singaporeans or a lot of people around the world have that struggle where, yes, I want to do this. There's also the insecurity or lack of security, I would say, on the financial area, especially in Singapore, where it's, there is cost of living without money is very difficult. So what made you decide that, I still want to do what I love, and still get the money to survive and to basically fulfill my dream.
Yes. I think I'm very lucky in that sense where I don't have to decide this or that. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So I try to find a balance. So what I had was a part-time job that only requires me for 2.5 days, but I'm very lucky because it pays me a full-time pay. Then again, I'm not telling everybody to bank on that because it's maybe you might not be able to get what I had. But you can aim for that. For example, how I found this job to give me the full-time pay despite I having time for acting, because I upgrade myself to be able to give them the results that they want so that I have the time in exchange to do my acting stuff. So like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can find a way in between as well to do this. So I had that, and then I didn't go into full-time acting immediately. What happened was the company that I worked in decided to get out of Singapore, so I'm like basically retrenched. So I was being forced into full-time acting. So that's how, but after that, the show did very well, so I managed to do that. But in Singapore, acting alone doesn't sustain you because I may get a lead role in one show this year, but what are you going to do for the rest of the year, you see? So you have to be more than just one thing that you do. So I do a lot of hosting. I have a company that I'm running as well. So that are the other streams of income. So I'd say for people who wants to go for their passion, yes, please go ahead for that. But do not just drop everything else. I feel, especially in Singapore, it's not realistic. And what if it fails? Then you still have your responsibility. I have a family to feed. I have a mortgage to pay, I cannot just be so selfish to only think about myself. I need to make sure I have both going at the same time. But that would be a struggle, another story by itself. But yeah, I think it's important.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel where you're saying, especially in Singapore, yes, you definitely need a bare minimum for survival. And at the same time, pursuing your dreams, I think, is important because I believe that's the thing that that drives us, the long-term vision, the long-term goals of what we want to do, what we want to achieve. And, when you mentioned that, that you tried to improve yourself. So I think, do you agree that one of the most important things is to keep developing on yourself?
Definitely. I mean, there's this Chinese saying, 不进则退. So if you're not moving forward, you will be moving backwards, especially in the society now. So, but a lot of people think that improving yourself is only one-dimensional, perhaps like you just read books, you go for self-development. But I think it's really, really much more than that. Other than you must increase the amount of skills that you have, there's other aspects as well. Perhaps your soft skills. You need to increase your network. Because in this society, the people that you know, it's equally, if not more important, to bring you the results that you want. So maybe you need to work on that as well, your EQ and the people that's around you. And other than that, I think you also need to develop a lot of your own values and discipline. For example, like if you want to achieve certain things, there must be a certain right value to bring forward. I believe very much in giving back. I do a lot of charity work, and I believe I need to say good things and do what I preach. If not, you being successful, it's like you have. Okay, I should rephrase this. If you don't have the right values, even when you're successful, you will not be successful for very long. I feel that. And of course, the discipline, you need to work on your health, you need to exercise. It's a very, very full dimensional thing. It's not just, I'm going to read books and go for classes, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. In terms of, what you just said, basically health, focus on self-development, with the increase of your network, as the saying, network equals net worth, right? And, that whole multifaceted areas that we want to develop in ourselves to really improve ourselves.
Yes.
And would you agree that's more or less that?
Yeah.
And so another question, do you have a set of routines that you think that helps you in disciplining yourself and like as a discipline that you do that maybe you can share with the audience that has really helped you in your journey?
I have people around me who wakes up at 5:30 a.m. I'm sorry I can't do that at the moment. But there's one thing that I do every single day consistently, and I think it's helped me a lot, especially these few months, that I only just recently started about 5-6 months or so. Every single day I will meditate. And before I end the day, I will self-reflect. I have a certain things I will do. First, I will go through what I done today and I'll evaluate whether it's right or wrong and how I can improve on that. And then I'll give thanks. Like, even if I don't express it to you, I talk to my God, or like I would just internally be very grateful for who I have and what I have. And then the next thing I will do is, what should I do for the next day? So this is what I do every single day, the meditation and the self-reflection. If you're able to do, I feel if you're able to do that every day, you will be able to improve just a little bit. And that's enough. That makes the difference.
I totally agree. Even for me recently, I've been watching a lot of videos on self-development and this. And one thing I did notice is they call it giving gratitude.
Yes.
I think that's the key word.
Yes.
That's giving gratitude and self-reflecting on what you've done, what you could have done better.
Yes.
And also giving thanks. One of the mentors that I learned, he says actually writing it down was one of the big factors that really helped him. They call it journaling. So you actually write it down. And I think somehow, it's similar to learning, right? Last time when we were studying, we listen, but if we don't write it down, we will never remember.
Yes.
So I think bring that into the context of our situation of giving good thanks, journaling down seems to be one of the key successful factors. Great, thank you for sharing that.
Perhaps I should write down as
I
well.
think you should write down too. Who knows? Maybe that will even affirm more. Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. Next question. Let's talk about the future. What are your long-term aspirations and vision of where do you see yourself maybe 5 to 10 years down?
I've been asked a lot of this question lately with my business partners and my affiliates. So I have my answer to them. In the midterm goal to me, it's like halfway through your life what you want to achieve. My midterm goal is to be of a person of certain influence, to be able to spread the values that I believe in. I like to tell people to do more charity, to be good to the environment, to self-improve, believe in self. That's my midterm goal. That's why I said yes to this. That's one of my ways to
Thank you.
say what I want to say. And I have I wouldn't say end-term goal, but a life goal that I really want to do. I want to open a business center. I believe very much in giving back to the society, but I feel that if you only feed people fish, that's all they're gonna get. So I would like to try to teach people how to fish. Of course, not with my own personal effort. I like to gather a group of people who can probably do that together. In this way, when we can create a bunch of entrepreneurs together who has the right values, we can teach even more people to fish, give more jobs, and the entire society will rise together. That's my end-term goal. But that being said, let's focus on the influence first.
Great, thank you. And so I actually have one more question. So how do you feel yourself that you're going to transform the world? What's the one thing that you think you're going to really transform the world? Tough question.
How I can transform the world? I think this very much is in line with my midterm and my final life goal. First, I feel if you want to change the world, you need to change the people, because the world is made of people, of course.
Yes.
But how do you change people? You cannot just poke them and move them one bit. So you change them with their minds first. So that's why I say I want to influence people to give them the right values, perhaps the right direction, maybe, I don't know. But if I can have that influence to make some people change for the better, and a lot of people can change together, then it transforms the world. And that's people with their lives. And how do I transform the whole society together, the whole country together? Perhaps with create more entrepreneurs who can give more jobs with the right values. Yeah.
Here's an idea for you. Kids.
Yes, children. Yeah, children is our future. That's what we always say. I do very much agree we should put a lot of attention on that. But I also feel that sometimes we tend to neglect non-kids.
True.
So I believe it's not one or the other. We can do everything together. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Tammie, if you can tell the audience, how can they find you online?
Yes, I'm very active on Instagram. So you can find me on Instagram at Tammie Chew. So TammieChew.
Great. So, thank you very much, everyone. Tammie, I hope you had a fun time today.
Yes, of course.
Yep. So I hope everyone who's been watching this interview get inspired by Tammie on her goals and her struggles that she's gone through. And, if there's one key takeaway, writing a journal of being gratitude and things that you've done well and things that you want to improve seems to be the very big key takeaway for her. I hope this will help you adjust your life to improve it, to be better. So watch out for the next interview that will be coming up, and we'll see you then. So let's make your mark.